Upon hearing the pilot's voice at takeoff, a woman wept throughout the entire flight, adamant about meeting him before disembarking. The reason behind her emotional outburst remained a mystery until the pilot finally addressed her. Paisley, though accustomed to flying, found herself overwhelmed on this journey. Seated by the window, she feigned composure, but tears betrayed her facade, flowing uncontrollably. Lost in her sorrow, she silently mourned, anticipating her visit to her parents' graves 5 hours hence. Suddenly, the pilot's announcement broke her silence, and his voice seemed familiar. "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you aboard flight." Paisley was startled and began to cry even more after hearing his voice. "Ma'am, is there something you need help with?" asked the flight attendant after noticing 39-year-old Paisley weeping for a long time. "No, I'm fine." But Paisley was not okay. She recalled the pilot's voice again and again, crying like a child. "Ma'am, do you want some water?" the attendant asked. Paisley was crying so badly that even those around her noticed. While some smirked, others grew concerned, ultimately drawing the stewardess's attention. "No, I'm all right," Paisley replied. "All right, ma'am. Is there anything else I can help you with? Why are you crying?" Paisley refused to answer. She turned away to the porthole and stared outside, muttering, "Can't wait to meet him." "What, ma'am?" the curious attendant asked again. "Can you please not bother me?" Paisley fumed. "Please leave me alone." She cried for the rest of the journey. Nobody was interested to know why after observing her temper. 5 hours later, the flight landed, and everyone except Paisley started to get off the plane. The stewardess noticed the woman was still seated and walked over to her. "Ma'am, the flight has landed. Do you want any help with your bag?" "No, I'm not getting down. I must see the pilot. I'm not moving from here until I see him." The stewardess was unsure how to handle the situation. "Ma'am, what is it? You can't stay on the plane for a long time after it has landed. Please, you'll need to disembark now." "I said I want to meet the pilot. It's urgent. Please try to understand," pleaded Paisley. "Okay, I'll tell him. Please wait here." Moments later, Paisley started to cry even more after seeing the pilot come out of the cockpit. He approached her smiling, but his expression faded after seeing her. I have nothing to say to you." He fumed, turning his back and preparing to exit the aircraft. "They would be proud of you, just like the way I was the moment I heard your voice when this flight took off," said Paisley. "Mark, wait, please don't go. I'm sorry, please forgive me." Mark stopped and without turning back asked Paisley how she still recognized his voice. "I would recognize your voice even in a crowd of millions. I love you so much, Mark. I've been waiting to hear this from you for years," said Paisley. "All you had to do was say these words to set things straight. Why did it take you so long to say sorry?" As it turned out, Mark was Paisley's younger brother who had dreamed of becoming a pilot, but their father never approved of his ambition and constantly taunted him instead. "I'm not spending a dime on you to waste it in the Air Academy," were the last words 10-year-old Mark heard from his father. Their parents died in a car crash shortly after, and once the dust settled, Paisley received an inheritance from them. The will stated she would also be in charge of Mark's share until he turned 18. While Mark thought he would be able to use his inheritance to go to school and then the Air Academy, Paisley refused, saying, "We could use this money to buy a nice big house and a car. Why do you want to waste it when you know you're not going to be a successful pilot?" Furious, Mark told Paisley to keep all the money and went to live with his grandparents. "I don't gonna want to see you. Take all the money. I will achieve my dream by myself. Goodbye." Paisley and Mark's relationship remained strained for several years. At one point, Paisley regretted burning bridges with him and even called him to apologize a year ago. But Mark had hung up on her as soon as he heard her voice, and all Paisley heard from him was just a plain "Hello, who's this?" It was the same voice that made her shed tears when she heard his announcement during the flight. "I'm not ready to talk to you anymore. I'm going," said Mark, snapping Paisley to reality. "Mark, please give me one more chance. Please, I'm here to visit Dad and Mom's graves. Please come with me. They would be watching us from heaven, and they will be proud of you." Paisley begged and pleaded, but Mark wouldn't listen. He turned his back on her and left the plane without looking back. Disheartened and let down, Paisley disembarked the plane, hoping to meet Mark, only to find him absent. Laden with sorrow, she hailed a taxi, bound for her parents' graves to honor their 20th anniversary of passing. "Oh my God, I can't believe this," she murmured, her pace slowing as tears gathered. "Mark," she exclaimed, dashing towards him. He stood beside their parents' graves. "I forgive you, Paisley. Let's not dwell on the past. I've moved on, and I want you to do the same, all right?" Mark's words brought tears of relief to Paisley's eyes as she embraced him. Together, they adorned their parents' graves with wreaths, sharing a moment of silent remembrance. "Let's head home," Mark suggested, extending an invitation to Paisley to join him at his place. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like it. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.